Having good, consistent code formatting across your entire team is one of the most important factors in writing and reading code, but doing it manually is an absolute pain and very prone to error, which is why I love Prettier. And in this video, I'm going to be talking all about Prettier and how it makes formatting JavaScript, HTML, and CSS so much easier. Welcome back to Web Dev Simplified. My name's Kyle and my job is to simplify the web for you so you can start building your dream project sooner. And for this project, we have a really simple JavaScript file and we have an HTML file. Both of them have some pretty poor formatting, which we're going to fix in this video. Now to get started with Prettier, you're going to want to have some type of package JSON file. So we can just type in npm init-y, and that's going to create us an initial package JSON with all the default values. And then we need to install this. So we can say npm i-save dev and just type in the word Prettier. That's going to install Prettier for you in your package JSON. And as you can see, we have Prettier right here. Now, one thing that Prettier recommends is that you actually specify the exact version you want. So when you save it to your dev dependency, save it as exact by typing in save exact. And what that's going to do is it's going to make sure that whatever it downloads, whatever the most recent version is, you can see right here, it's hard coded to 2.8.1 in my case. It means it won't be updated at all unless you manually update it yourself. And this is great because if there's a minor change to Prettier where how it formats your code is slightly different, it could change your entire code base, which is something you probably don't want unless you manually update this yourself. So now that we have Prettier installed, the next thing we can do is go ahead and use it on the command line. This is something you probably wouldn't normally do, but I'm going to show you how exactly it works because you may have uses for it. So just type in npx Prettier. That's going to access the locally installed version of Prettier we have. And if we want to just do all of our code formatting, we can just say --write and then pass it the name of the file. In our case, let's do that JavaScript file. So we'll say script.js. Now, if I come over to my JavaScript file, you can see that it's reformatted all of the code inside of here to the standards that Prettier is using by default. I can do the same thing for my HTML file. So we can do index.html. When I run that, you can see it's now perfectly reformatted my code to make it much easier to read. And the nice thing about Prettier is it's very opinionated, so there's not a huge amount of options to change. It's just going to do everything you want right away, which is really great. Now, another thing that we can do is we can actually put this formatting back to how it was before, just like this. There we go. And now what I can do is I can run the command npx Prettier check script.js. And what this is going to do is it's going to check to see if this is conforming to Prettier standards. This is really useful if you have something like a pre-commit hook where you want to make sure people are using Prettier and formatting the files before they push them, or like a CI step, for example. But generally, you're probably not going to use that too much except for an automation. Really, the main command you're going to be using is write, which is allowing you to overwrite everything and put it back to how it was before. Now, this right here is a huge pain to do manually, which is why pretty much any editor is going to have a way built in to do this for you, or there's a way with Prettier where you can run this automatically anytime a file changes. So what we can do is we can go over to the extensions tab in VS Code if you're using VS Code or whatever editor you're using and search for Prettier, and chances are you're going to find an extension that is that Prettier extension. In our case, there's just one called Prettier Code Formatter, and it's released by Prettier, and you know you have the right one because it has tons of downloads, 27 million, for example. And in our case, you would need to click the install button, but I already have it installed. I just need to click enable to enable this extension. And now what you can do is if you go into your VS Code settings, you can see that there are going to be a ton of different settings for Prettier. So if I just search for Prettier, I'll just zoom this in real quick so it's a little bit easier to read. So if we search for Prettier, you'll see it doesn't look like anything's showing up. I believe after I install this, I probably need to restart VS Code. So we're just going to do that real quick. We'll just reload the window. Hopefully that'll fix the problem. And now if we search for Prettier, you can see now we have a bunch of different settings showing up. So if we just take a look at these settings real quick, you can see that we have one in our text editor, which is the default formatter. It's really important that you set this to the Prettier code formatter. So in the dropdown list, make sure you select the Prettier code formatter. That'll make sure that anytime you do formatting, it'll default to this one. And then in this extension setting, you just have a bunch of different settings based on all the options for Prettier. So any type of code formatting option you want, they're inside of here. I pretty much keep all of them the default. The only one I really change is semicolons. I don't like them, so I remove them. Other than that, everything else I keep completely default, but you can change it to whatever you want. The final thing that you need to change is there should be like some type of format on save option inside of your editor. As you can see here, I have this check marked as it happens. So whenever I save a file, it's going to automatically format that file. You can keep this on or off entirely up to your own needs, but I personally prefer to format every time I save because it makes my code much easier. So now if I come over here, let's get this code kind of ugly. We'll just, add a bunch of random characters in here. When I click save, you can see it's automatically formatting that code for me in a way that is readable and easy to use. Now, if for some reason your editor doesn't support any type of extension for this, what you can actually do, I'm just going to bring this over here. This is straight from the documentation. You can download a node library called onChange. This is essentially going to run a command every single time a file is saved, essentially. And then you can just set up this npx onChange, and it's just going to essentially run Prettier on any file that has been changed, and you can even create a script for it that's just going to watch for any Prettier changes. So this is really nice if your editor doesn't support Prettier extensions, for example. You can write this little bit of code and it's going to automatically give you that format on save feature. Now, before we start diving into customizing how Prettier works, one thing I do want to mention, especially in VS Code and probably most other editors that have a Prettier extension, is by default, they're going to have their own version of Prettier built into them that they are going to use. So if we didn't have Prettier installed in this project, so for example, this dev dependency was not here, what would happen is it would use its own built-in version of Prettier, and it would use all of the settings that we have defined inside of Prettier here inside of VS Code. But if you're working on a project with a team, it's much better to define your version of Prettier inside a package JSON. That way every single person is using the exact same version of Prettier instead of each individual editor using their own version of Prettier. This is important to know though, because if you're just doing a solo project on your own, maybe just trying to test around some things, you don't need to install Prettier for it to work with the VS Code extension. It'll just automatically work for you. And that's what I do in pretty much all of my tutorials. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is how you can ignore files. Because if we were to run that Prettier write command and we were just to run it on our entire folder right here, it would currently go through every single one of our node modules. And that is going to be a huge problem and something that we don't want to do because we don't want to change anything in our node modules and we don't want to check that when we're doing our check command. So in order to get around that problem, we can create a Prettier ignore file. So you just type in .prettier and then ignore. It's just like a git ignore, but you're doing a Prettier ignore, and then you put anything you want inside of here. So for example, all node modules, I want to completely ignore those when I run my commands. So now if I come in here and I say Prettier, I'm going to do a check real quick. You can see that it's going to check all my files. It's saying there's a problem with script.js for some reason, whatever it is. Probably because I don't have semicolons, because I have those turned off by default in VS Code. But if I had semicolons, it would probably give me the correct formatting. The important thing though is it didn't go through and rewrite all of our different files or recheck all of our different files in our node modules and everything. It only checked the files that are not in the Prettier ignore. And this is really important because let's say I don't want my HTML files to be formatted. Well, I can just say star.html and now it's going to ignore all HTML files, which is really great. And if I tried to check, for example, index.html, it'll probably give me a warning like, hey, there's nothing that's matched. Okay, it's saying everything's matched because there is nothing to actually check. We can test this even further by going into our index.html. Let's just, mess up all of our formatting and let's try to actually format this. So we're just going to say here that we want to write that file. And if I make sure it's saved correctly, there we go. So now if I try to write that file, you can see it's not making any changes. But if we get rid of that and I come in here and I try to write the file, you can see it's automatically fixed it for me. And even when I save my file, you can see it's automatically fixing it now. Now, the next thing that we can do is we can actually configure how we want Prettier to work with different options. So there's a lot of different ways to do this. One way is just in your package JSON, just add a Prettier key. And then you can define all your options here. Personally, I don't like adding a bunch of bloat to my package JSON. So another option is to create a .prettier RC file. And what that's going to do is it's going to allow you to do different customizations in like a JSON format. You could also come inside of here and you could just, change this to be .prettier.js if you want to do a JS format. In our case, we're just going to stick with a normal .prettier RC file, which is kind of like the standard. Now, since there's not very many configuration options in Prettier, there's not a huge amount that you can change inside of here. But for example, I don't like semicolons, so I'm going to change semi to false, and that way it's going to remove all semicolons for me, which is the way I prefer my code to be written. So now inside of JavaScript, if I add a semicolon and save, you can see that is being removed because it has this Prettier RC. While if I change this to true and I come save my file, you can now see it's adding the semicolons to the end of the line. Another important thing to notice is if we go back to my VS Code settings and I search for that semi setting, which is inside of Prettier, you'll notice that I have this unchecked, so it shouldn't use semicolons. But since we're creating our Prettier RC and saying it should be true, it's adding those semicolons. So any local config file is going to overwrite anything in my VS Code settings. Another important setting to know about is the override setting. This allows you to essentially define custom overrides for certain files or file extensions. So if I wanted to come in here and I wanted to say all files that end in .ts, if these are the files that I want to have no semicolons, I could come in here and I can say that I want to have options, and the options for this are going to be that semicolons should be false. So now any TypeScript file is not going to have any semicolons, while all my other files will. This is just a way to do different configurations on different files. So maybe if you have like a legacy code base, you could say that anything inside your legacy code base is going to have, no semicolons or whatever. It's going to be ignored for certain things. Now, the final thing that I want to talk about with Prettier is how you actually go about adding it into a project that already has ESLint. ESLint is a linting tool for detecting errors in your JavaScript, but it also does formatting as well. And if you're using Prettier, you probably don't want to use ESLint for formatting. So let's just imagine we have an ESLint RC file. This is for defining all of your customizations for ESLint. And let's say that it looks like this. So right now we just have a single rule, which is saying indent error, and maybe we're extending some other, configurations right here. And this is what our RC file looks like. If we were to run our code with ESLint, it may throw some errors because our Prettier formatting doesn't align perfectly with our ESLint config. So the best way to get around this is using the library that Prettier has defined for you. So we can say npm i-save dev. Again, we want this to be a dev dependency. And this is just called ESLint config Prettier. And this is just a configuration that turns off all of ESLint's configurations for things that Prettier already handles. And in order to use it, all we need to do is just add it to our extends list, and we need to make sure it's the very last thing in our extends list so it can properly turn everything off. That right there is going to fix those problems for you, but you will run into a problem if you have rules that are defined that are also conflicting with Prettier. In our case, this indent rule is conflicting with our Prettier because Prettier handles indents for us. The really nice thing is though, Prettier has a tool built in for handling this for us. So we can call npx ESLint config Prettier, and we just pass it the path to any file that we want to check. So in our case, let's do script.js. And if we just run this real quick, you'll see we're getting an error because obviously this doesn't exist. Let me remove that real quick and rerun that command. And now hopefully you can see the following rules are unnecessary. It might conflict with Prettier, and it's saying the indent rule. So I should remove this indent rule, and now hopefully everything should work. If I rerun that command, everything you can see is working just fine. So between that command and the actual Prettier ESLint configuration, you can make it really easy for ESLint and Prettier to work together, where Prettier does all of your formatting and ESLint does all of the actual linting. And that's all it takes to get Prettier set up in your code base. If you enjoyed this video, then you're definitely going to love my video on my top 10 favorite Visual Studio Code extensions. That's going to be linked right over here. And with that said, thank you very much for watching and have a good day.